Hey everyone, I'm Tiffany Young. I'm here with IdeateTV, and I'm here with Manny Linx, and he's an artist, and we're at his booth here, and it's an NFT art booth at the LA Art Show. And Manny, tell us something about your pieces here. You have some 3D art. You're doing NFTs. How did you get started in this whole thing?
Thank you, honestly, for coming out. I mean, I appreciate it, and it's a pleasure to meet you. So it's been a whirlwind of the last year. The space grows exponentially. I've been a traditional artist for the last as long as I can remember. Creative in general. I've dabbled into music, dance, but I've always somehow resorted back to art. So now that we're in this NFT space and the exponential boom, it's just taking off so fast, and the space is brand new that we're essentially creating what it's going to be. You got Fortnite and Roblox that are kind of controlled, but they have a little bit of freedom, whereas NFTs, it's a decentralized platform. There's not one person who runs it. It's a community-driven force.
Right.
I got into it because it's another avenue for monetization as an artist. And not only artists, you can be any type of creative. You can be a musician, you can be a chef, you can be almost anything, and it's how you promote your art, how you want to give back to your collectors with longevity. Whether it's a project, whether it's a movement, whether you're going to do something to donate to charities. And that's what it's about. This community comes together heavily strong, where they just want to teach and onboard and show that the possibilities of what NFTs can do are endless. And they're really going to change the world. Like, once clothing line jump onto this, they're going to realize that you can no longer buy that fake Louis bag, because Louis are starting to sell their stuff with an NFT. And so it's not only digital. Like, I sell my piece, you buy my digital NFT, you also get the physical unlocked. So how you do it is how you pretty much are going to make your name, make your space, and create what isn't there yet. When the space first started a year ago, we didn't know the capabilities.
Right.
Now we're a year later, and the capabilities are beyond what we thought they were a year ago. And it's growing faster. You got bigger ball players. They're creating better platforms. And there's more artists. There's more creatives. The more people that come into this space, the faster it grows, the more motivation people feed off one another, and they just feel more empowered. Like, I don't need to worry about somebody telling me no, because I run my show. I don't need to listen to the galleries no more. I'm a musician. I don't need to listen to my A&R manager. I can do what I want. And that's essentially what this does for us. It gives people the freedom to do what they want at their own leisure, and create community. Like, I've been in the space art space for a long time, long time. And over the last 10 years, it was, being locked in a box, introvert, doing my own thing, because that's just what I did and the route that I chose. All my friends went and had 9-to-5s, had kids, got married, and I was still not money hungry, but just hungry to do something better with my talents, my passion. And leading up to this point, I was booked till like 2024 with my traditional artwork, and then NFTs took off, and it was just something that I got immersed in, dove down the rabbit hole, and it's like now I'm at the LA Art Show.
Yeah.
And it's been just nonstop change every day, and because there's so many interested people, in the beginning people weren't interested, and of course people don't like or take to what they don't understand. And back then there wasn't a lot of information. It was just hearing it from one another on Clubhouse. And then once, Clubhouse is where this NFTs really boomed. That's where a lot of the heavy hitting communities started. A lot of the big artist names that are on these walls got their big break, and their consistency paid off. Being consistent, building community, being somebody who brings something to the table really will make a difference. And it's like, we're so willing to give first, then take, that's what's built it to what it is now. Everybody putting in, building a table, a buffet of so many different options, from cameramen, 3D rendering artists, people that just want to figure out how they can help build the space. And it's beyond, like I said, it's beyond what we think, beyond what we know, because if it doesn't exist, create it and they will come. And that's essentially what we're doing. We created the space, everybody's coming. Everybody wants to, be interested in what we're doing. So we love it. We're here for the long run. We're here to onboard people. That's what the Friends House does. They onboard. Fabric is one of the main sponsors for our booth. They're the ones who gave us the opportunity to show stuff. Be Creative Studios is also another collaborator with Fabric and Friends House, who came together to make this possible. And what they're doing is trying to onboard people into the Web3 space, highlight women that are really making an impact in the space, because they only take 5% of the NFT space. While it's a lot ran by men, we want to highlight everybody. And a lot is like, yo, we want to give females and, the women their space to shine, because they have a lot to bring. And we want to empower them and give them the voice that they feel that they don't have, because it's like everybody deserves to win. We all want to win. We want to help everybody win. And the space grows when we all grow. To teach is to learn twice, and that's what we're here to do.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that. It's really exciting, and it is really bigger than what we could imagine, and especially for me, because I'm still learning about it. And a lot of, like, if I try to tell this to my mom, it's like she just doesn't. I don't know how to explain it to her. I mean, I'm not even sure if I quite understand, like, what exactly, it's just so huge. But I really enjoyed learning, and thank you so much for kind of explaining your backstory and like how it's empowering artists to take control of their art, essentially, and building a community.
Yeah, I mean, growing up, I didn't have the resources. I didn't have YouTube.
Right.
I didn't have somebody willing to just put their hand out and walk me through certain things. And I've been a creative my whole life. When I got into high school, my teacher saw my potential, and he kind of gave me the push. He sent me to art. I went to Art Center in Pasadena. I went to USC Ryman program. And while I was in high school, I was going to those programs for 2 years, And after I graduated, it was like, I was moving to something else. So I didn't do art for like 7 years. I was in work mode, moving different states, doing different jobs. And then I resorted back to art somehow, because I always did art on the side, but when it really started to boom and people were offering me like good money, I was like, okay, I'll do that. And the consistency, the determination, and the dedication really showed, and people saw like, yo, he's really advancing. As every painting that he does, it gets better. The track record shows, the numbers don't lie. So that just pretty much got me the exposure and got the eyes that wanted to work with me, and like I said, Be Creative, another individual who's been heavy in the space, who's done a lot for the community as well. They just do so much that, great minds think alike. And when you have the same goal, when you have the same mission, when you have the same ending, it just makes it all better. Because then you realize, like, I'm not the only one in this boat trying to go somewhere with my journey and my vision. And once you get that momentum, it's like a snowball effect. Everybody loves it. I mean, yesterday it looked like a party here, but it was just everybody of the community supporting one another,
Yeah.
A lot of it was you being at the LA Art Show, but a lot of it was they're coming out here to support. And that's what it's about. So yeah.
That's amazing. And where can we find you? Like, are you on Instagram, Clubhouse?
All my social media is Manny Linx across the board. That's MANNYLINX. Twitter, Instagram, pretty much. The main ones. Clubhouse, if people are on Clubhouse. So yeah, it's just the spaces are constantly going to grow. I try to be. I try to be fluent as much as possible, but it's hard juggling things, trying to control things and trying to make sure you're in the right mental space, being healthy. So it's a lot of balance, but, great success doesn't come with hard work, doesn't come without hard work. So, we're just here to put in the work and show people with hard work, you will be, rewarded from your efforts. So, yeah.
Thank you so much for talking to us.
I thank you. I appreciate your time. And, I look forward to seeing the interview.